Leopard 2 Main Battle Tank Family, a brief history. The Leopard 2 series of main battle tank was a result of a development program by Cross-Mittel to replace the aging Leopard 1 main battle tank in Bundeswehr service. By the time the first armored units in the Bundeswehr were receiving the Leopard 1, the German government had already started thinking about the Leopard 1 successor, as the current MBT 70 joint development program with the United States had several technical issues, and the date in which the tank would actually enter service was unknown, because the program currently was experiencing several technical difficulties and challenges. Because of this uncertainty in the MBT 70 program, the West German government issued an order to Porsche to open a study on the feasibility of incorporating modern technology into the Leopard 1. Following the end of this study in 1967, yet another feasibility study was conducted by the West German government to develop modernized components for the Leopard 1, for use in a future main battle tank development program. From the study, a total of 16 prototypes were produced, from which the other Leopard 2 prototypes would take some of their design concepts from. MBT 70 as a program was cancelled in 1971 by Congress. The Leopard 2 prototypes would compete against the U.S. XM1 MBT, which would later become the M1 Abrams and would have its design changed from the results of these tests, along with U.S. and German Ministry of National Defense requirements. The original prototypes featured an autoloader with a roof-mounted autocannon. However, this was later dropped in production designs. The final version of the Leopard 2 MBT entered service with the Bundeswehr in 1979. Since its adoption by West Germany in 1979, the Leopard 2 has entered service in various variants in 17 countries. Being the most modern main battle tank of NATO, the Leopard 2 is planned to stay in service with the Bundeswehr until the 2030s. The Leopard 2A5 and previous variants sport a 120mm Rheinmetall L44 smoothbore gun, while Leopard variants more modern than 2A5 possess the more powerful 120mm Rheinmetall L55 smoothbore gun. 15 rounds of ammunition are stowed in the rear turret muzzle in a sealed compartment equipped with blowout panels. 27 rounds are stowed in the hull of the vehicle without being equipped with blowout panels or being stowed behind any sealed compartments. This leaves the hull ammunition somewhat vulnerable to cook-offs, as there is no current barrier or protection afforded to the crew in the event of an ammunition cook-off. Ammunition available to the 120mm gun can penetrate as much as 800mm of rolled homogeneous armor through the DM53 APFSDS round, which only can be fired out of the longer-barreled L55 120mm gun. The Leopard 2 is also equipped with two 7.62mm MG3 machine guns, with one mounted coaxially and another mounted on top of the loader's hatch. The Leopard 2's power plant uses the MTU MB873 KA501 liquid-cooled V12 twin-turbo diesel engine, giving it a power-to-weight ratio of 17.7 kilowatts per ton. This allows the Leopard 2 to reach a maximum speed of 68 kilometers per hour, or 42 miles per hour. The armor profile of the Leopard 2 varies from variant to variant, so we will be looking at the armor specifications of both the Leopard 2A4 and the Leopard 2A7. The Leopard 2A4 can be distinguished from the newer variants of the Leopard 2 with its distinctive flat turret face and gunner sight integrated into the turret. Like other main battle tanks, the Leopard 2 primarily uses composite armor composed of layers of perforated steel in front of near-raw armor. That is, steel plates with holes drilled evenly into the plate. This armor worked as penetrators would be rerouted and deformed by the holes drilled into the metal plate, and in some tests would render the projectile inert and thus working as armor. The holes in the metal plate would be drilled in a way so that they would orient themselves towards the most likely angle of enemy attack. This armor proved to be effective against kinetic ammunition. However, it was found to be vulnerable against chemical munitions such as Heat FS and HESH. To remedy this, composite blocks of ceramics, depleted uranium, or plastics would be inserted into the holes, which made the armor less vulnerable to chemical munitions and shaped charges specifically. The Leopard 2A7 is distinguished by its turret's drastically different appearance in relation to the Leopard 2A4. The most notable differences being the now much more angled turret face and the gunner's optic being moved up to the top of the turret instead of being integrated into the turret itself. The turret is equipped with an add-on hollow wedge-shaped armor. These add-ons provide additional armor protection against kinetic projectiles. They work as they are shaped in a way that any projectile striking the plate would have their course changed and strike the inner armor sideways, greatly reducing penetration and somewhat nullifying the penetration capabilities of older projectiles. The combat history of the Leopard 2 is rather mixed, with its performance with the NATO intervention forces being quite decent, its performance as a part of KFOR and ISAF forces proving the usefulness of armor in peacekeeping missions. The combat performance of the Leopard 2 with Turkish forces against ISIS was much more questionable, with at least 8 Leopard 2s being either incapacitated or destroyed in the intervention. The destruction of these Turkish Leopard 2s highlighted a critical flaw of the Leopard 2's lack of hull ammunition blowout panels. The experience of the Turkish forces in Syria greatly influenced the future design of Leopard 2 variants. The Leopard 2 family of main battle tanks has overall been a very successful MBT in its exports and capabilities. It is planned to remain in service for the near future with the Bundeswehr, and is potentially entering service with many more countries. This has been Military Vibes, and stay tuned for future episodes. Please subscribe if you'd like, as that would mean a lot to us. This is Military Vibes out.